Vinay sir, shall we proceed?
Yeah, I am ready. No problem.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, participants. We are here at day 5, 19 Feb, and both the sessions for the day, session number 2 and 3, would be carried forward by Dr. Vinay Goyal. A short brief about Vinay Goyal sir's profile. He is currently Associate Professor with SPDAN Institute of Management and Research, Mumbai. He holds a rich academic experience of 20 years and industry experience of 10 years, wherein he has worked with big giants like the Cosmos Bank Limited, IDBI Bank Limited, and with institutes of fame like IIM Raipur for 7 years and Goa Institute of Management for 3 years. He has also supervised various PhD scholars under his guidance and is responsible for conducting various MDPs. His subject expertise includes financial accounting, cost and management accounting, financial statement analysis, valuation and banking. His publication includes cases in Ivy Case Publishing and a vivid list of 20 plus research papers in Journal of International Repute. So we are privileged to have you here in this STTP Management 4.0. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. You have to give me the sharing rights. I hope I have the sharing rights.
Yes, sir, you have it.
Thank you. Okay. Right. So, good afternoon, everybody, and it's nice to be interacting with you. The objective of today's session that I will be conducting or talking to you basically is cases. Now, management education today is in a very, turnaround mode, reforming mode, and we are on the verge as a management professors that we need to be very clear about how to use cases. So there are two aspects of cases that I'm going to discuss with you, and predominantly I will be concentrating on how to write the cases, how to publish cases, how to write cases. Then the second avenue which we need to know as a management scholars is how to publish cases. Let me tell you, management education is incomplete. Management education is incomplete without cases. Irrespective of the course curriculum which you are following, irrespective of the course content which you have, whether you are designing the course content or you are using the course content which is provided to you by your university system, it is imperative for management professors to use good cases in their classes. Not only it gives learning to the students, the participants whom you are addressing, but it also gives a learning to us as a faculty to apply the theoretical concept which we know, which we are teaching to our students, and make sure that the theoretical learning is applied in a practical way. The precursor of this, the pre-requirement of using the cases or teaching with cases comes with the logic that how to write cases, how to publish cases. What are the various avenues on which we can publish cases? Definitely, there are some limitations in India that where can we publish cases of international repute. what type of cases are published, from where you get the data, whether primary cases or secondary cases, and so on and so forth. So the overall objective of me in this session will be to sensitize you that how cases can be a very effective tool in your publication domain. Definitely, when it comes to research, when it comes to writing, there are two aspects of writing. As a faculty members, as academicians, uh, writing is a very important element. We have to write. The interest in writing stems from that what we want to write, whether we want to write research paper or whether we want to write case study. Paper articles, magazine articles, and so on and so on. What you write is different. That means that case cannot take place of research in the same way research cannot take place of cases. So cases basically is icing on the cake. Research, definitely hardcore research, is something which every management professor should do. But cases is icing on the cake. If you write good cases, it gives you publicity. It gives you a great sense of satisfaction as an academician. And that is what my objective is, that if you spend only 5% of the time which you are giving in terms of your research, you can publish some excellent cases and you can write some excellent cases. So writing cases is not a very big deal. It's just the application, it's just what you are teaching, just what you are seeing around you. On the basis of that, you should think about that, how I can write the cases and how I can use the cases in my classes, right? It will be great if we can have an interactive session. I will be very happy to answer you any type of cases, any type of questions which are related to case publishing and case writing. I will show you various avenues where the cases can be published, where you can see various cases. I will show you some of the documents which are published, which are available on the web domain of various publication websites, that how the cases are written, what are the various aspects that a particular publisher will see when it publishes the cases. So I will give you all the resources. I will try to help you, and I will try to give all the resources which are required for the purpose of writing and publishing. And I will also give you the tips, basically, which I use, or which are used by most of the people, most of the faculty members when they write the cases. I will be very happy if you can contribute, and something which you are doing if you are writing the cases, and definitely it's the learning process that you and me have to learn from each other. So any questions, any clarifications before I move on to formal writing of the formal discussion or formal start of the session? Anything which you want to ask, anything you need to have some clarification, anything which you are expecting from this session from me, uh, and whatever I have said that I will be covering, but anything which you think you want me to cover, and I have not spoken on this, or I have not said on this, I will be very happy to share those inputs or try to incorporate that in my session. So anything which you have in your mind, or anything which you think of. I'll give you maybe another 1 minute, 2 minutes. So it will be great if you ask the questions. I know online asking the question, or participating, or encouraging you, or provoking you to participate in the discussion is difficult, but if you will participate, 3 hours will be easy. If you will not participate, 3 hours will be difficult for you and me both. So it should not be like that, that I just vomit, I just say whatever I want to say and move out. But it will be great if we can interact with each other. Right, okay. So let me, before I, so two parts of case. The first part I will deal with is case writing. Both simultaneously I will keep on dealing. Case writing and case publication. Case writing and case publication. So there are two aspects that we are going to discuss. One is the case writing part and another is the case publication part. And this will go simultaneously, right? So I will keep on mixing and I will show you some of the websites. So case writing and case publication. Now, before I move on to writing, let me first discuss some aspects of case publication. Let me discuss some aspects of case publication. Now, what I mean by case publication. Now, in India, when you want to have various avenues of case publication, in India, the case repository which we call, and I'm talking about quality case publication, right? So case repository, so there are two case repository in India precisely. There are two case repository. One is with IIMA and other is with IIMB. IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Bangalore has two case repositories. So this is hardcore cases in India. So IIMA and IIMB, right? Unfortunately, IIMA does not encourage you to submit the cases. That means if you will submit the cases or I will submit the case to IIM Ahmedabad, they do not take our cases into consideration. So it is limited to the faculty members of IIMA only. They don't publish the cases even of other IIMs. IIMB, you can publish the cases. You can submit. So they have a case website. On that you can go and you can submit your cases to publish with them. This is the first in India. The second avenue in India of case publishing is the second avenue in India for case publishing, and this I'm talking about Indians, and then I will be coming to global. The second avenue for case publishing in India are some case journals. Some case journals. So there is a case journal which is published by BIT, Birla Institute of Technology. There is a BIT case journal. Similarly, there is a case journal of IIM Ahmedabad, which is Vikalp. This is a journal of IIM Ahmedabad. So they publish one case. But again, as I say, although you can submit here, but outsiders rarely are able to publish this. So BIT, there is a case journal, and IIMA Vikalp, they publish one case. They publish a journal called as Vikalp. So these are the only two sources in India where you can publish the cases. And unfortunately, this BIT case journal is slightly easier to publish. BIT case journal is slightly easier to publish. And this, because this is a journal, it will also be counted as your research paper. These are the avenues of case publishing in India. Now coming to what mechanism I will follow or what mechanism I will suggest you to publish the cases. So I will say that these mechanisms which are in India, are always a doubtful or always question mark to publish. So if you want to publish cases, we should try to target the international publication houses. Now coming to international case publishing houses. International case publishing houses. Now when it comes to international case publishing houses, again there are two two things. The one is case repositories. Case repositories. So the biggest case repository of the world is Harvard. The second biggest is Ivy. The third is what you call it as the case center. The case center. Then you have Darden. And then there are some others. These are case repositories. That means these are hardcore case websites. And the second is case journals. There are some excellent case journals which are published. So there are case journals which are published by Emerald publication. And then there are case journals which are published by Sage. There are case journals which are published. So you can find out, I will show you the list. There are various case journals which are published. So these are the two top, Emerald publications and Sage publication. Harvard does not accept cases written by Indians, right? But so Harvard will not accept your cases, but Harvard will publish the cases written by Indians through Ivy. So we in India use, so this is the method which I will suggest. We use, and I will show you how to publish in this. So Ivy is the best. Ivy is the best. So basically, this is the best source for case publication for Indian professors, for Indian management scholars. So you submit to Ivy, and once the case is published in Ivy, it automatically appears in Harvard, it automatically appears in Case Center, it automatically appears in Darden, it automatically appears in others. That means if you publish with Ivy, you will be able to see your case everywhere. You will be able to see your case everywhere. So that is, so if you write a very good case, an excellent case, I will tell you what are the rules and regulations which Ivy follow to publish the cases. Your case is uploaded in Ivy. If your case is a very good written case, and the B school of the world are using your case, they share the royalty also, so you can earn some money also from writing the cases in Ivy. Maybe that money will not be very high. It will be 10, 20, 50,000 rupees a year. But it gives you a sense of feeling, a sense of encouragement that you have written a case which is taught across the world, and it is published in a global and publication in Ivy. For like when I was working with IIM Raipur, or today I'm working with SPJIMR, publication in Ivy is considered as a very high criteria publication. It is equivalent to a ABDC B category publication. So publication in Ivy gives you a great sense of encouragement, a great sense of reputation when you write the cases. Similarly, you can write the cases in, and I will show you, there is a very famous journal of Emerald which we call it as Asian Case Research Journal. Asian Case Research Journal, ACRJ. This is an excellent journal, and this is also in ABDC C category journal list. And most of the Indians who are writing the cases, they publish the cases in Asian Case Research Journal. So suppose I write a case which is rejected by Ivy. So I say I write 3-4 cases every year. Out of that, only 1 or 2 are accepted by Ivy and remaining are rejected. So when it gets rejected, then I move on to Asian Case Research Journal. So that means first I target Ivy, and then if the case is rejected by Ivy, then I will move on to what we call it as Asian Case Research Journal. There is another journal which is Sage Publication, which publishes the case, Sage Publication Case Journal. This is another excellent avenue where you can publish the cases. Now, why I have started my session with these publication houses? Because I will concentrate my session, I will highlight my sessions based on these publication houses and based on these avenues, because these are the only avenues where you can target the cases, right? These are the only avenues. And that is where we should concentrate that what are the requirement of these publication houses as when it comes to the case publication. So any questions, any doubts, any clarifications in whatever I have said, please ask, then I'll move ahead. Anybody has any questions, they can write in chat box also. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can unmute yourself and ask me any questions regarding the explanation on this publication houses which I have given, where you can publish the cases. The first thing which I have explained you, the first question which I am trying to address is where you can publish the cases.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Please.
May I ask one question, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, what is the time limit which we have to wait for publishing the cases either in BIT journal or IV?
See, as far as IV is concerned, if your case is rejected, it will be informed to you within 1 month. So rejection is given, if the case is rejected, you will come to know very fast. But if the case is accepted, then at least the total iteration time of publishing a case with IV is 6 months. So first they will accept your case, then they will send it to you back for corrections. Then first iteration will be done, then second iteration will be done, then third iteration will be done. And finally they will accept it. And once they accept it, from acceptance to publication, it takes around 1.5 months. They have their own process on that. So they will ask you to sign a royalty form. They will ask you to sign a declaration form, and so there is a process which is followed by them. Anybody has any other question?
So please unmute yourself. वो उनको ओंकारेश्वर जाने का पूछ रही है, तो मैंने कहा क्लास है, उनको पता नहीं कब की क्लास है.
Right. So Mr. Parag has asked me a question. Harvard published cases by Indian authors. There are a lot of faculty from Wellinger who are writing cases for Harvard. So Parag ji, Harvard directly does not accept cases. I will show you the cases written by Indians on Harvard are coming through IV. That's what I said. So directly Harvard does not accept. Harvard does not accept directly from anybody. Harvard accepts only from Harvard professors. Like IIM Ahmedabad in India accepts only from IIM Ahmedabad professors. But indirectly, if you write for IV, it is published in Harvard. I agree to that. Right? I'll show you. I will show you that how, on Harvard website only, Parag ji, it will be there. But it is coming through IV. Uspe likha hota hai. It is available on Harvard publications, Harvard website. But then the mechanism is IV. Any other doubts, questions? Anybody has any particular idea which you need to have? Right. Okay. Let me I hope you are able to see my Google.
Yes, sir.
Now this is a Harvard. This is the domain, right? This is the Harvard case domain, hbsp.harvard.edu. Now, this Harvard Business School publication domain is available for faculty members across the world. That means if you are a faculty of any management B school and your name is appearing on the website of your instructor on Harvard website, and all the cases and teaching material which is available on Harvard website is available free for you. The condition is you should be a faculty member of a management institute and your name should appear on the website of the institute. So they will verify going on to that website that whether your name appears on the website or not. So if you are a management professor, assistant, associate professor, whatever you are, it doesn't make any difference. So this is, you can see, this is my Harvard educator account. And when this is my Harvard educator account, I can go for any type of case publications, or I can view any cases along with the teaching material of that cases. So let me write my name. I will show you, say my cases. Here you can see these are the cases which are written by me, right? So this Anandam Manufacturing Company analysis of financial statements. So this is appearing on Harvard, as one professor, Mr. Parag said, Professor Parag, that so here it is available on, this is available on the Harvard domain. But if I open this case, let me open this case for you. And this is educator copy and this is teaching note of this case. As an educator, if you are registered as an educator on this website, then you can open this copy. This copy will open for you and you will get the teaching note also. And here you can see it is IV published. So I have published this case in Harvard, but then I have routed through IV. I have routed through IV. And this is the case which is written. So this is an accounting case. I am an accounting professor, finance professor. So my most of the cases are accounting and finance. Right. So you can see, so this is a very popular case. This is one of the best selling cases in the world. Right. And then you can see valuation of a startup. This is another case. This Wonder Kids. This is the case which is written with one of your coordinators, Professor Sachin Mittal, who is from IPS Academy only. Right. So he suggested an idea, and then we wrote this cases. So this case is published. This is Yash Building Center. So there are around 8-10 cases which I have published, which are appearing here. You do belong to any domain. So say, for example, you are a marketing professor or organization behavior. So let me write organization behavior. Organization behavior. Right. And you will find that there are cases which are coming on organization behavior. A lot of cases will come. And the beauty of this website is that, you can click the case, educator copy. If you are registered as an educator, the case will open for you. You can read the case, and you can also see the teaching note of that. The teaching note comes to your email ID basically. I will show you some teaching note also at the later part. But what I'm trying to show you here is so you can write anything. If you are a marketing professor, so just write, say, consumer behavior. You can see consumer behavior. So if consumer behavior is your topic, you can see there are a lot of cases, teaching note cases, video, and I'll come to video cases also. So marketing, reading, consumer behavior and the buying process, chase FIR creating. So you will get the cases from all across the world, Indian cases also and other cases also. So this is not only on Harvard website, but even on IV website and even on the case center. So there are three top avenues of the world: Harvard, IV, and the case center. So all these three basically are available to educators of all the management institutes. The only condition is your name should appear on the website of the institute, and you can register yourself as a educator there. They will take around 1 week process, and within 1 week they will ensure that your account is activated, and you can download any cases, teaching material, and so on and so forth. There are various references which I will take, like, I will discuss this article, writing cases, tips and pointers. This is from Harvard. I will discuss this Rotterdam School of Management, Case Development Center, 10 questions to ask before writing. And all these are available free of charge for faculty members. Nobody will ask you, nobody will discuss anything, or nobody will have any opinion about how you are thinking. 25 questions to ask as you begin to develop a new case study. And if you keep on asking these questions, and I will discuss these questions, I will discuss how to write a case study. But the first part which I'm dealing with, how to publish the case study, and that my objective of us, my objective is to ensure that you should know that what are the avenues which can be used to publish the case studies across the world, right? So any questions till here? Any questions if you have in whatever I have said, please feel free to ask me. I hope you are able to see my whiteboard.
Yeah. Sir,
Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah. Can we share these cases with our students for discussion?
No, you cannot.
Okay. 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 Thank you, sir.
So the case which you will be downloading with your faculty ID as an instructor, that case will have a watermark on it. अब आप उसको watermark को edit करके जो हमारा IT वाईटी वाले कर देते हैं, if you do that, so that basically is unethical. So as an academician, we should try to avoid those unethical practices. These are for our references. These are for our knowledge. That is why they are giving you the blanket use of their cases, and there are millions of cases. And you know, बहुत लोग difference करते हैं कुछ. आप किताबें जब पढ़ेंगे, there is another good point which comes from this. You will find there are a lot of differentiation which are made between caselets, case study. ये वो बहुत लोग सिखाते हैं कि ये छोटा है तो caselet है, बड़ा है तो ये है. I'm sorry, it's nothing like that. आपको इस वेबसाइट पर एक 8 लाइन का केस भी मिल जाएगा और एक 70 पेज का केस भी मिल जाएगा. So there are cases with 8 pages also. There are cases with 70 pages also. It doesn't make any difference. Everything is a case. Every case is a case because it is giving you some management learning. There are cases of 2 pages which are taught in at least all the domain. एक Walt Disney पर एक केस लिखा हुआ है, उसको मार्केटिंग प्रोफेसर भी पढ़ाता है, ऑपरेशंस भी पढ़ाता है, फाइनेंस भी पढ़ाता है, एचआर भी पढ़ाता है, आईटी भी पढ़ाता है, सब पढ़ाते हैं. So there are cases which are written on various subjects. There are cases. There is one case which can be used. There are ethical cases. Ethics के जो cases होते हैं. So ethics cases are taught in all domain because ethics हर जगह आपको required है. Manufacturing also ethics is required. In finance also ethics is required. In marketing also ethics is required. So when you are writing the case, so when you start writing the case, the first thing you have to keep in mind is where I will publish this. मैं इसको publish कहाँ करूँगा? So the first area, because every publication house has his or her own style of writing the case or accepting the cases. 70-80% चीजें एक ही होती है, लेकिन there are areas where the things are different. So we need to know that area. We need to be very clear with those areas, and hence it is imperative, right? So any questions again, please feel free to ask. So IV publishing is the first avenue which I said. The second area, the second place where you can submit is the case center. अब ये थोड़ा सा dicey है. The case center. यहाँ पर आप कुछ भी लिखिए, publish हो जाता है. If you write anything, nobody is going to check. So basically, case center is both. Case center is aggregator also and publisher also. So when I say aggregator, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि case center पर आपको world के हर publication का case मिल जाएगा. So you will get case of Harvard also, you will get case of Ivy also, you will get case of Darden also, you will get of New York Times, New York Stern also. दुनिया के जितने भी टॉप बिजनेस स्कूल्स हैं, अहमदाबाद, बैंगलोर के केसेस, आपको दुनिया के हर केसेस you will get on case center. It's an aggregator. And as well as he is a publisher also. That means they publish the cases on their own also. The problem with this publication house is you write anything and he will publish. आप एक शोले का स्टोरी को शॉर्ट फॉर्म में लिखकर डाल देंगे, वो भी they will publish. So they don't have any quality check. एक दिन में केस पब्लिश हो जाते हैं. आप आज सबमिट करिए, नेक्स्ट वीक पब्लिश हो जाएगा. But then this is not recognized. I mean, suppose this is not, there is no credibility of this. So let me show you this site of case center. इसकी credibility नहीं है, right? Let me show you the site of case center. So this is the case center. The case center homepage. The case center. राइट, दिस इज द केस सेंटर। ये एक जमाने में इसका नाम यूरोपियन केस क्लियरिंग हाउस हुआ करता था, नाउ दे हैव चेंज द नेम। सो अब इसमें भी आप यू कैन लॉग इन और रजिस्टर। अगर आप मैनेजमेंट प्रोफेशन है, आप यहाँ पर फ्री में रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं, देयर विल बी नो चार्जेस, एंड देन यू लॉग इन। तो ये मेरा लॉगिन आईडी है, मैं इसमें लॉगिन कर रहा हूँ एज ए एजुकेटर, आई एम गेटिंग लॉग्ड इन। तो ये मैं लॉगिन हो गया, और अब यहाँ पर मैं टाइप करता हूँ हार्वर्ड, जैसे हार्वर्ड, राइट। तो इफ आई टाइप हार्वर्ड, ये आप देखेंगे कि हार्वर्ड के सारे केसेस आ गए। तो देयर आर 1000 केसेस विल कम। मतलब यहाँ पर इस जगह पर केस की कोई लिमिट ही नहीं है, यू विल गेट केसेस ऑफ एवरीथिंग, राइट। जैसे ये अभी मेरा नाम आ रहा है लॉग्ड इन एज विनय गोयल, इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट रायपुर, बिकॉज मैंने रिसेंटली आई एम रायपुर छोड़ा है, तो द ओल्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज कमिंग, आई विल रजिस्टर माई सेल्फ, स्विच ऑर्गेनाइजेशन करूंगा एंड आई विल रजिस्टर विद माई न्यू नेम। द पॉइंट आई एम ट्राइंग टू, बट यू कैन पब्लिश दिस केसेस। यहाँ पर केस पब्लिकेशन डायरेक्टली हो जाता है। जैसे मेरा एक केस आपको बताता हूँ मैं, so let me write a case Bitcoin. अभी जैसे बिटकॉइन पर बहुत सारे केसेस हैं, इसमें हियर इट इज। अब आप ये 14 नंबर का एक केस देखेंगे, ये मैंने केस बिटकॉइन पर 2016 में लिखा था, राइट। द इमर्जेंस ऑफ इंटरनेट करेंसी, व्हाट इज बिटकॉइंस वर्थ, हमने इसमें बिटकॉइन का वैल्यूएशन किया था। नाउ दिस केस वाज रिजेक्टेड फ्रॉम एवरीवेयर, आईवी से भी रिजेक्ट हो गया, और केशियन केस रिसर्च जर्नल से भी रिजेक्ट हो गया, फिर हमने और इसको 3-4 जगह सबमिट किया। मींस whichever best possible places where we wanted to submit, ये हर जगह से रिजेक्ट होके आ गया, for whatsoever reason. I am not saying that कि रीजन क्या था, ये क्यों रिजेक्ट होके आया, I don't want to get into the reason of that. But जब हर जगह से रिजेक्ट हो गया और लिखा तो है, तो हमने यहाँ डाल दिया। We are not happy। मैं इसको कहीं भी अपने सीवी में नहीं लिखूंगा कि मैंने ये केस पब्लिश किया है, बिकॉज जब हायर मैनेजमेंट एजुकेशन की बात आती है, बट आई एम जस्ट शोइंग यू दिस एवेन्यू। तो ये आप देख सकते हैं, ये आई एम रायपुर इज इमरजेंट, व्हाट इज बिटकॉइंस वर्थ। तो ये एक करीब 22 पेज का केस हमने लिखा है, और ये पूरा एक केस डिटेल में आप, आई होप यू आर एबल टू सी द केस, राइट। सो द पॉइंट इज, दिस इज अनदर वे, this is another avenue where you can publish the cases, but here you should publish the cases with your own risk, because there may be credibility issues with this website. So for publishing the cases, for publication of cases, you have to be very, very clear, very you have to be decisive when you are selecting, when you are starting the case writing, because ultimately the first thing you should know is where you want to publish. और आप जब हाईएस्ट लेवल से सोचेंगे कि मैं इसको हाईएस्ट लेवल ऑफ पब्लिकेशन की जब आप सोचेंगे, and the highest level of publication, I repeat, is IV. And when you start with the highest level of publishing, then you will write in that way. And और रिजेक्ट होते हैं, मींस डिस्क रिजेक्शन हो जाते हैं, केसेस रिजेक्ट होते हैं, वी शुड नॉट बी वरीड और फ्राइटेंड। जैसे मैंने आपको ये अपना केस बताया, ये रिजेक्ट हुआ हर जगह से। इफ इन एकेडमिक्स you think that what you write should be published anyhow, so then you are not an academician. You should be very clear that rejection is part of your career. और जब तक 10-15 बार रिजेक्ट नहीं होता है कोई पेपर, तब तक उसमें हमको मालूम भी नहीं पड़ता है कि what is the value of that, what is the value of that case, or what is the value of that publication. So this is the second avenue of publication which I have shared with you. So coming back to this PPT which I am showing you by my whiteboard. So the first avenue of publication is IV publishing. The second is the case center. The case center, the case center is acting as a publication house. So you should be very clear that whether you should publish here or not. That is your choice. I have given you an avenue. मैं आपको एक avenue दे रहा हूँ. कई इंस्टीट्यूट इसको मानते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल ही, बट योर केस शुड बी गुड व्हेन यू पब्लिश हियर एटलीस्ट। तो इससे क्या, अच्छा ये भी रॉयल्टी शेयर करता है, तो एंड दे सेल द केसेस। यदि आपका केस बिकता है तो यू कैन गेट मनी। So when I say that don't write anything, at least that piece should have some worth, some credibility, because your name is associated with that, your institution's name is associated with that, right? जैसे अभी मैंने जो केस बताया आपको, उसमें IIM रायपुर ऊपर ही ऊपर लिखा है. अगर कोई उस केस को पढ़ेगा और वो बकवास देखेगा तो मेरी तो रेपुटेशन जाएगी, my institute reputation will also go, and somebody will say a professor of IIM has written a case which is a trash. So you have to be very clear that where you are publishing and what you are publishing. Even there is no quality check from the publication side, from the publisher's side. Now coming to journals, where can you publish the case? So let me show you some journals which are excellent avenues of publication of cases. Now this is a very good journal actually, Asian Case Research Journal, ACRJ. And you can see this is Asian Case Research Journal, right? The Asian Case Research Journal. This is an indexed journal. That means publication of cases in this journal is considered as a publication of your research paper also, right? This is Asian Case Research Journal. For Indians who want to start writing the cases, this is the best place to start writing the cases. This is the best places, right? Now you can see this case is just published. Travel Khana, delighting the rail traveler's appetite. आपको डेली जो न्यूज़पेपर आप पढ़ते हैं, अभी मैं प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी केसेस पर आऊंगा, अपने नेक्स्ट पार्ट में किस टाइप के केसेस लिखना है आपको, that I will come in the next part. But you know, you can write any type of cases. They actually accept any type of cases. Basically management cases. So you can see Travel Khana. There's a website, right? Then you can see, and there are a lot of the challenges at JSW Steel, brand valuation and corporate governance issue. Pitabas Mohanty and Tina Stephen. This Professor Pitabas Mohanty is a very senior professor in XLRI. So you can see top professors are publishing in this. And let me tell you, publication in Asian Case Research Journal is pretty easy as compared to IV publication. So if IV is taking around 6 months time to publish, this Asian Case Research Journal total gestation time is hardly 2.5 to 3 months, 2 to 3 months time. You can publish the cases in 2 to 3 months time. And the best part is they accept secondary data cases. That means whatever is happening in newspaper, if you think that you can draft a story around that, whatever is happening in management domain, you can draft a story around that. And you can, like say, a lot of examples I can give. Maybe my examples may come from finance and accounting domain because my area is that. Like, you know, Mukesh, Reliance Industries Limited just now took over a small company called as Urban Ladder. So write a case on that. Write a case on valuations who are finance professors. Just see the HR issues which are popping up. Just see the burnout issues which are popping up for HR professors. For marketing professors, you can have many. For IT professors, there are a lot of domain which are available to publish the cases. Relationship of some programming, apply in management and submit it. And this. So this Asian Case Research Journal is a great avenue where you can publish the cases. A great avenues where you can publish the cases. And you know, there are a lot of cases, and you can see journals. Sorry. And here you can see about the journal aims and scope, right? Submission guidelines. So every place submission guidelines, case study sources, cases are short, and these are the submission guidelines. So you need, and it can be written. Cases are short, description based on real people, companies, and events. Real. Let me tell you one thing very clearly: fictitious cases are not accepted by anybody. So if you say that I will develop a story around anything and I will write, fictitious cases are not accepted by any publication houses. Case center वो भी accept कर लेगा, right? So that you तो केस सेंटर में आप fictitious कोई केस लिखेंगे, स्टोरी अपने मन से बनाकर, you will just write a case, they will accept it. But these publication houses like Asian Case Research Journal, I'm showing you, IV मैंने आपको बताया, they will never accept fictitious cases. Secondary cases are accepted. Secondary cases means which the data which you are taking from newspaper, website, the real events which has happened in the company, जो भी public domain में जो भी available है, anything which is available in public domain, if you take that और उसको आप रेफर करिए कि आपने किस दिन लिया है, वेबसाइट पर किस दिन लिया है, उसको आपको नीचे रेफरेंस देना पड़ता है. इट इज मैंडेटरी टू गिव द रेफरेंस. आई विल कम टू दैट, but the point is you should be very clear that fictitious cases are not accepted, only the real cases events. ACRJ will accept disguised cases if the authors produce strong reasons for the necessity of disguise. Disguised cases का मतलब fictitious cases नहीं है. किसी कंपनी का प्राइमरी केस आप लिख रहे हैं, कंपनी ने आपको परमिट किया है केस लिखने के लिए, but the company wants to hide their name. These are called as disguised cases. These are called as primary cases. So if you are writing a primary cases, an interview you are taking about a small company, about a small entrepreneur, about a small venture, about any venture, and the company says that disguise our name or disguise the name of the owner, so that are allowed. तो उसमें एक लेटर हेड पे कंपनी का ऑनर लिख देता है कि I have given the permission to write the case and so on. Here it is very clearly written, ACRJ will not accept fictional cases. They will not accept fictional cases, right? And I repeat, it's a very good source of publication. ACRJ is an excellent source of publication where you should try to publish. So you can write field-based cases. That's what I said, primary cases. ACRJ, although strongly prefers, however, the journal may consider very interesting case based exclusively on secondary data. So they will consider, normally ये consider करते हैं. ACRJ will not accept cases based on authors' first-hand experience with a real organization. So if you say that I am working with some XYG academy and I want to write that my experience of this academy, you will not accept this case. So either the case should be on a real company or it should be based on secondary data of an event which has actually happened. So this is an excellent source of publication of cases. I hope I'm able to make sense on that.
Sir,
Coming back to again, so yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, as you said that we can write a case on secondary data or from any article or any thing we see in the newspaper, and we can write a subjective case on that. So do we need the consent of the particular company?
No, in that case you don't need. In that case you have to just just quote the sources from where you have taken the information.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sir, I want to ask that can we mention the name of the company, as you
Yes.
said that like Reliance or Urban Ladder? So can you use that?
You can.
Okay.
See, this is an example. Just see here. Now here you can see this is an actual company. The challenges at JSWST, brand valuation and corporate governance issues. यहाँ पर कोई permission नहीं है. This brand valuation and corporate governance issues are written by this professor based on secondary data. This is another Indian case. एक वो खाना वाला, yeah, Travel Khana. This is the name of a company, Travel Khana, delighting the rail travel's appetite. So they have taken some information that, basically from some secondary sources and written the cases. Right? So you can write the secondary cases, but the sources has to be authentic. So if you are using some website, you have to quote that website. Even if you are taking some information from website, the reference should be when you have seen that website along with the date and time that has to be quoted below. क्योंकि हो सकता है 3 दिन बाद वो information website से हटा दे कोई. So date and time has to be quoted. So if I'm seeing a website, downloading some information from the website, the date and time of that downloading that material from website is exclusively written in the reference. It is mandatory. बिना उसके वो लेगा ही नहीं, accept ही नहीं करेगा. Another source is Emerald cases, Emerald Group Publishing.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
They said Saket Rathi, IBMR.
Yeah. Please tell me.
should we take some prior permission from the company if we are publishing some data or some primary data?
If the data is available in free domain, you need not to take permission from anybody in the world.
Okay.
If you are using the data which is not available in public domain, like the annual reports which are annually published by the company, if you are using data from that, nobody in the world can stop you from using that data and publish the case based on those data.
Okay. So in any case, in which case we should take the permission? Can you?
If it is a primary case,
if it is
you are taking the interview of the owner.
Okay.
The owner is giving you some information. The information is not available in public domain. Okay. The information is a closed information, which is just because you have interviewed the partners, owners, employees of the company. Then only you are getting the information. Those type of, then you need a permission. Number one. Number two, when you write the case on a particular company, how that company has grown, then you have to take the permission. Okay. But say I wrote a case, which is on merger of ING Vesya Bank and Kotak Bank. I have not taken any permission because I used the name ING Vesya Bank, and so I'll show you it is on case center. वो भी हर जगह से reject हो गया था, तो वो भी हमने case center पर publish किया. Right, so if you see this, so browse and buy, so ING VYSYA Kotak. कहाँ चला गया, आया नहीं. Merger of Kotak Mahindra Bank and ING Vesya Bank, creating strategic advantage. Vinay Goyal and Sanjeev Parashar. Right, so this is merger of, so we are using the name Kotak Mahindra Bank and ING Vesya Bank. We have not taken any permission. Okay. We have just analyzed the publicly available information of this merger and how they are creating the strategic advantage. That's it. And creating strategic advantage, whether it creates in future or not, that is up to the faculty to teach. Our objective was to teach them. So you need not to take permission for those type of cases, articles, write-ups, which actually are available in public domain, or events which are happening in public domain.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right, thank you. This is another avenue of case publishing, which is the case journal. This is another excellent. Emerald is one of the most reputed publishing houses. So there are Science Direct is there, Elsevier Publications, Wiley Publication. This is the case journal. This is Emerald Publishing, right? So, and you can see submit your paper, call for papers. So journal, the case journal presents students with a modern interpretation of discussion-based teaching and aims and scope. And I will show you a PPT. मैंने इसका PPT निकाल के रखा है. And that PPT is 90% time. 90% time that PPT is applicable for case publications at anywhere, whenever you want to publish. So TCJ publish factual teaching cases spanning the full spectrum of business and management discipline. These cases must be factual and are limited to 1,000 words. The goal is to make cases accessible, readable, and more engaging. TCJ is interested in exploring new type of cases that go beyond the conventional model. Articles and conceptual papers, all cases must be accompanied by an instructor manual providing the target. So instructor manual or teaching note is mandatory when you write the case. I'm coming to that. I will come to that in the second part. But you can see, so this is you can see the case journals. This is excellent. This is an excellent journal where you can publish where you can publish your cases, where you can. And this is again, this is because this is a journal, it will be recognized as a publication. It will not be recognized as a case. It will be recognized as a research paper, research case research, basically we call it as. And again, they accept both predominantly the primary and the secondary cases. Predominantly, one case, one case which I have shown you earlier, which was my case. I'll show you again that case. And why I'm showing you, because the question of primary and secondary is coming into picture. Now, this case, which we have written with your professor, Dr. Sachin Mittal, who was the principal writer in this case. So this case, Wonder Kids franchise, is a primary case. The information is taken from a outlet in Indore, a small outlet in Indore, right? It's an actual company and a very small company. And then we took the permission from the owner of the company and wrote the case. And the name is disguised here. The name is disguised here. So the actual name is not Wonder Kids franchise. The actual name is something else. So we have disguised the name. So what I'm trying to show here is that, so here you can see the case journal aims and scope is given. Let us see some of the articles which are published in case journal. So here you can case. So there are some case collection. So here you can see British Telecom doing the right things or doing things right. Excellence in teaching and excellence in case writing. So there is a case, that there is an article even, and there is another item which I'm coming to, which can be written other than cases, editorial, case research method. So jo bhi likha hai, underworked and overpaid, pastoral call at the Whitney Avenue Congregational Church. So, you will find each and every type of cases in this. So irrespective of your domain, you will find that there are a lot of cases. A new hire dilemma, reporting corruption, HR case, right? Then you can see EverQuest, entertainment or addiction. Stanton Convention Center used hyperdomic needless were found in this and so on. And you will find that, so you can just browse this. Means right now I just don't want to get detail into this, but you can just browse through this and you will be able to find that what are the type of cases that can be published in this journal. The next is the Birla Institute case journal. Here it is. This is a SAGE journal, basically, BIMTech. South Asian Journal of Business and Management Cases. This is BIMTech, Birla Institute of Management Technology. This is a decent journal for publication of cases. This is another decent journal, and because the publication house is a very decent publication house. This is a very reputed publication house, SAGE Publishing. And the publisher is and the owner of this journal basically is the BIMTech, Birla Institute of Management and Technology. This is another avenue where you can publish the cases. This is another avenue where you can publish the cases. You see, let us see the current issue. And here you can see some cases which are written here. Understanding humanitarian supply chain through casual modeling. What comprises well-being at workplace, a qualitative inquiry among service sector employees in India. And you'll see most of the Indian authors are writing in this. Forecasting business persistency at HDFC Life, smart insight powered by data analytics. Dr. Reddy's Laboratory Limited searching its glorious days. Reverse mortgage, a financial planning tool for the retirees, case study approach in India. Achieving lean warehousing through value stream mapping, and so on and so forth. Who is the agent of change? Responsible leadership. International case of emerging home decor family business. Yulu moving towards a sustainable future. Thrill and agony at. And you know what is the advantage? The advantage in reading these cases is you can write also, and you can use these cases which are of Indian context. You can write these cases. This is another excellent journal, South Asian Journal of Business and Management Cases, which is a BIMTech journal. And this is a SAGE publication journal. And this is again a publication. This gives you a publication credit in your kitty, right? So so this is SAGE journal. This is Emerald Journal and Asian Case Research Journal. 3 journal I have explained you. 3 journal avenues I have told you. Again, I repeat, this is the best, definitely Asian Case Research Journal, ACRJ. This is another excellent, means the case journal, which is Emeralds, and this is SAGE, and here the publication of Indian cases are pretty easy. Pretty easy in the sense it's not much difficult as compared to the ACRJ and the case journal. This is a South Asian Journal of Business and Management cases. So 3 journals where you can publish your cases. Then you can publish the cases in IV, and through IV it can go to Harvard, right? And finally you can the IIMB case publication. So here you can see there is a, so right now they don't have the website which is created for case studies, but you can submit the cases. You can submit the cases to IIMB, and through them also you can publish the cases in Harvard. Although not very popular domain for Indians, IV is a easy route as compared to IIMB. As I said, IIMA and IIMB both prefers their own professors to publish the cases through them to Harvard. So the best way for Indian authors to publish the cases in Harvard of global repute is IV. So that we should try to follow rather than following the IIMA or IIMB route. So any questions still here in publication, please ask me before I move ahead on tips of writing the cases and other parts of. So any question you want to have in publication avenues where you can publish the cases, any doubts, any questions, any clarification before I move on to the second part of my discussion, how to write, what are the various aspects of writing, and so on and so forth, other things of case studies, how to use the cases in class, and so on and so forth. Any questions, any doubts?
Sir, is there any publication charges which we have to pay, or all these sources
No,
are free of cost?
All free. Not a single rupee you have to pay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Not a single rupee you have to pay. They pay you royalty. If your cases are being used by anybody in the world, they, for every case somebody is using or downloading for education purpose, they pay you royalty. I repeat, that royalty may not be much high. Sometimes it is 5,000, 10,000, even 2,000 rupees. But it gives a small credibility that I have received some money of the case which I have written and somebody has used that case. Yeah. Any other question by any participant?
Vinay sir, I'm Sunita from IBMR.
Yeah.
Can you give some tips about the case testing? Because I have written down one case, but I'm getting some problem in a case testing. So can you give
Case testing?
Because we have to submit the recording in a case center also. So can you share something about it?
Right. So case testing means when you are writing the case, some publication houses wants you that whether that case has been used in the class or not. Sometimes you have to use that. So what the best way to test the case is when you are teaching that particular topic in your class, and like I do or most of the professors will do, we ask a group to present that case, and then you can record that presentation which the students are giving about that case. Right. So this is the best way. And testing basically is that they'll ask you how many students were there, how many participated, and what are the changes that you have made in the case once you have tested the case in the class. So the best way to do a basic recording of 1 or 2 minutes is give a case to a group, ask that group to present the case in front of the class and have a discussion, and just record that discussion which the students are doing.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right. So let me come to the second part, which so this is a PPT which you can download, and I will share with you. I will talk on this, writing case studies for publication. So this is available on the Emerald website, right? So how to write a case, I will come to this, but before this, I want to discuss the 25 questions which are there, which you need to know. So these are the 25 questions. Now, one by one, very fast, I will just, I will just browse through these questions. And if you want me to answer anything which you want me to explain, we can do that and we can discuss that. Now, and similarly, I'll just show you one more thing before I move ahead. And here it is. This is one last thing of publishing which I just forgot to tell you, because so here you can see authors receive a royalty. So publish cases with IV, review and acceptance, everything they have written. And this is submission guidelines. So there is a PDF available on this website. Submission guidelines. What are the submission guidelines? So cases and teaching note submission guidelines. Cases and teaching note. Let me tell you, teaching note is a mandatory item. Teaching note, and I will show you the format of teaching note also. So and it is written here. I think they would have given here. Let me check whether they have given. So I'll show you. There are no problems with that. I will just check. There is a teaching note guidelines also. Teaching note layout. Here it is. So here you can see this is a teaching note layout. This is also available on IB website. And most of the teaching notes, so synopsis of the case, 1 or 2 paragraphs. So because this will come later. So first this is the cases and teaching note submission guidelines. Case study sources. Cases are based on real people, companies, and events. Disguised cases are accepted. Same जो वहाँ पर Emerald में लिखा है. Fictional cases will not be accepted. There are 3 types of cases that IB accepts. Field-based. Cases based on field work, including interview, internal company data, etc. Field-based submission require a content to use form. इसका मतलब when you are taking a field-based case, a real company case, then you require a permission. When considering submission, strong preference is given to field-based cases that have released for general distribution by the subject organization. Published sources. Cases based on published sources, information requiring appropriate and sufficient footnotes. Please see citation guidelines. And that's what I was explaining. The citation guideline is if you are taking a source from a website, then what time with seconds you have to show that this I have seen at this time and so on and so forth. Care must be taken to properly source documents, action, feeling, etc. attributed to actual persons or organization. And general experience. Case based on author's first-hand experience with a real organization. तो IV accept करता है ऐसे cases, but rare publication होते हैं. Unfortunately, I have not seen any Indian case published based on first-hand experience because थोड़ा trust issue है. इंडिया में हर चीज को इमोशनल बनाने में हमको 1 सेकंड भी नहीं लगता है, राइट? सो किसी भी चीज को हम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाकर, हमारे घर को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाकर केस लिख देंगे. So unfortunately, our reputation in that way is down. Unfortunately, there is a bad scenario for Indian when it comes to writing. But field-based and published sources cases, they are accepted by IV, and it's a great way. It's a great avenue where you can publish the cases. Priority will be given to submissions that detail online teaching strategies in addition to a regular teaching plan, right? The case title should be 8 words or less and include the company name followed by keywords. The first mention of a person in case must include a given and family name after first family name is appropriate. जैसे मेरा नाम विनय गोयल है, तो पहली बार मुझे विनय गोयल लिखना पड़ेगा और बाद में गोयल चलेगा और विनय चलेगा, right? One name. This is how they. So everywhere, wherever in the second time my name will be used, they will be using the family name. Upon submission, please disclose the real identity of disguised company and any associate characters that appears in the case. This information will be kept confidential. Cases are written in past tense. Teaching note can be written in present or past tense. Decision point. The case introduction must clearly outline the decision that has to be made in writing quality. File should be thoroughly proofread in order to ensure grammatical and syntactical integrity. तो ये थोड़ा सा आईवी में पब्लिकेशन के लिए इंग्लिश एडिटिंग इज मैंडेटरी. जैसे मैं कभी भी whenever I write the case, I get the English editing done by a proofreader. आप कितने भी अच्छे प्रोफेसर हैं, किसी भी डोमेन में हैं, we cannot be an expert in English. As Indians, we have to accept this, that our English is not as good as the English of foreigners or a UK based or a US based citizen. So we should get it proofread by उसमें आप किसी इंग्लिश टीचर जो होती हैं स्कूल की या इंग्लिश प्रोफेसर्स होते हैं, उनसे आप प्रूफ एडिटिंग कराइए, या प्रोफेशनल प्रूफ एडिटर जो होते हैं उनको थोड़ा पैसा दीजिए और प्रूफ एडिटिंग कराइए. English is one of the taken very seriously by publication houses. Asian Case Research Journal, whether it is the Case Journal of Emerald or BIMTech, English has to be very clear. Punctuation errors नहीं होनी चाहिए, grammatical errors नहीं होनी चाहिए. केस लेंथ के बारे में दिया है, एग्जिबिट्स के बारे में दिया है, आर्ट वर्क और इमेज यदि आप देना चाहते हैं, परमिशन एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. So you will find that a very concise note is given which they will accept. And this is specifically to this is so you can see IB का है. Emerald का मैंने आपको दिखाया, Emerald का एक PPT भी है जो मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा. So you know when you so this is and this is one of the sources. These are the various sources where the cases can be published, and you can get the recognition by publication of cases. As I said, without teaching note, the cases will never be accepted. And this is the layout of teaching note. Let me show you a teaching note. मैं आपको अपने केस का दिखाता हूँ. So this is a teaching note. अब ये यदि मैं इसमें आपको दिखाऊं, so this is you can see teaching note आनंदन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी. और यदि मैं आपको ये केस दिखाऊं अपना आनंदम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी, एंड यू विल सी द डिफरेंस, दैट क्या डिफरेंस होता है. तो आप ये देखिए 6 पेज का केस है. इट्स अ 6 पेज केस, आनंदम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. दिस इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सेलिंग केसेस इन द वर्ल्ड. अभी 6 पेज का केस है, लेकिन इसका जो टीचिंग नोट है वो 17 पेज का है. The teaching note is of 17 page, right? So teaching note is a more serious document than case, because you are actually helping the person who will use your case. You are giving him a guidance that what you thought of and what is the objective that you are keeping in mind. What is the purpose of this case? What exactly you want to deliver in this case? What exactly you want to give the learning to these students, that they should learn the case in an excellent way. So you can see this is 17. So I gave a synopsis of 4 lines. Then I gave the case objective of 1 paragraph. Then position in course, where it should be kept. If relevant reading, book के कुछ pages हैं या कौन सा topic है. Some assignment questions I gave. Then teaching plan I gave in minutes, कि मैं एक teaching plan tentative 90 minutes में क्या क्या cover करूँगा. This is normally these cases are prepared keeping in mind the standard class time of 90 minutes, which is across the world. अगर आप 120 मिनट्स की क्लास है, 1-1 घंटे के 2 सेशंस हैं, तो उसको आप थोड़ा सा कम ज्यादा कर सकते हैं. कई जगह 75 मिनट्स की क्लास होती है, कई जगह 70 मिनट्स की क्लास होती है. बट द standard time, there is a teaching plan, and then I have done the analysis and I have answered all the 7 questions which were given up. So sequentially I have answered. And then they also expect that if it is a real case, what happened? ये सिर्फ आपको पता होता है. So what happened? जब आपने जिस ground पर case लिखा, so this case is basically about accepting or rejecting a loan based on financial statement. So you know क्या हुआ था, actual में क्या हुआ. So the students are able to know the future of Ananda Manufacturing Company. And then there are exhibits. So it's a 17-page teaching note for a case of 6 pages. और मैं आपको ऐसे cases भी यहाँ पर हैं which are 1 page and teaching note is 24 page. Case half page का है, teaching note 24 page का है. उल्टा भी है. Case 6 page का है, teaching note 1 page का है. Right? So I'm not saying that just elaborate the teaching note. I'm saying that you should follow the format. The teaching note should have all this content. Teaching note should have a synopsis. Teaching note should have a learning objective. Where you will position in course. What are the relevant readings? What are the assignment questions? Teaching plan. And you see, जो मैंने आपको teaching note दिखाया और ये format है IV का, there is no change. There is not an iota of change which we have done, because that is their publication guidelines. उनका publication. And not only IV, the same format can be used when you are publishing the case in any publication house. This is the very standard format which is used by all the publication houses across the world. Then analysis 3 to 5 pages, title or exhibit, and so on. तो ये पूरा उन्होंने 2 पेज का एक layout आपको दिया है. They have given you a layout which actually explains you that how the teaching note will be done, how you should consider designing a teaching note. And I repeat, without teaching note, your case will not be accepted anywhere. Without teaching plan or teaching note, the case will not be accepted. कई लोग पहले टीचिंग नोट लिखते हैं फिर केस लिखते हैं, so that they are clear कि केस में किस तरह की informations डालना है. So both the things are acceptable. It is up to you that what is the mechanism you are following, what you wish to do, how you want to write the case. But let me tell you, case writing is an art. It's an art. And as an instructor, I repeat the point through which I started the session, that case writing is quite time. But case writing, if you devote some considerable period of time initially, you will be able to write the cases easily. So any doubts, any questions on whatever I have discussed yet, please feel free to ask. Any doubts, any questions, any clarifications?
Sir, is there any specific format for teaching note available for different kinds of a journal?
Sorry?
Yeah, is there any specific format which we have to follow?
70-80% the format is same which I have said. So 20-30% definitely the format will be different, so that you have to check from the respective publisher's website. Like Emerald says that your position, your flow should be like this. So that's fine. Means then you can just cut paste up karke, you can do a simply cut paste and just paste here and there. That is the only thing. I'm unable to see. Just a second. So if you see this case of Anandam, so IVX थोड़ा सा स्टैंडर्ड फॉलो करता है. जैसे पहले 2 पैराग्राफ में केस के बारे में लिख दिया, फिर जैसे दिस केस वाज रिटन टेकिंग इनटू कंसीडरेशन द गारमेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. So then I explained the garment sector of India. Then I explained the challenges faced by textile industry. Then I explained about the company. Then I explained about the financial situation of this company. And then I explained the future prospects of this company. And then the proposal which was given to the bank by this company. So this is the flow which I have followed. Sometimes you will find that Emerald does not ask you to go with this flow. Emerald asks you कि आप एक सीधे paragraph wise चले जाइए, एक flow ऐसे ही बना लीजिए आप. So these are just some cosmetic changes which the journal will want you to do. And these cosmetic changes actually are, I can say that they are not much of attention to us. Once we write the case, we go to the website of that particular publisher, we see what are his guidelines, and then we can just here and there put something and do it according to his. But yes, there is different publishers have different guidelines for publication. So 20-30% changes you have to do when you are writing. And that is why I said that you should be very clear that where you want to publish. You should know the quality of your work that you are doing, that whether that will be accepted at IB or not. जैसे मैं तो हमेशा ये सोच के लिखना शुरू करता हूँ कि I will publish in IB. Right? I would have written by now 30 cases, and only 11 are published in IB. 19 have been rejected. Right? So that is how it is. So 11 are published in Ivy Harvard, 19 are rejected. So that means 1/3 are published, 2/3 are rejected. So ठीक है, मतलब that is how it works. And I feel proud in showing those rejected cases because that is what made me learn that what type of cases will not be accepted by them and what I should keep in mind in future when I submit the cases. So you write the house. It is not necessary that it will be published in the application house. That is what I mean to say. Any other doubts, clarifications, confusion to any participant?
We write references at the end of a research paper or a research article.
Right.
So do we do the same in this case writing as well?
Yes, you have to. Like I'll show you. You can see here. Here you can see the third reference. So, Corporate Catalyst Analyst India, a brief report on 2nd July, assessed July 11, 2015 on this website. Right, so this information I have taken. So, this case is written in rupees. So, because because this is an international publication house, they will want you to also show that what is, when you are writing this case, what is the rate on that particular day against the US dollars or whatever foreign currency you want to show. Now, I'm using this word IBID. So this word fourth IBID means there was an earlier website which I have used. From that website, I am repeating something again. So therefore, that I use the word IBID. Right. Then Indian Brand Equity Foundation. So the cases basically wants the reference to be written as footnotes on the same page where you have used those figures, especially when you are using the secondary sources of information. Right. In the end, normally you will find that there are no records computed by the authors using the Provis database from CMI assessed on so and so date. So, we downloaded some financial data. So you will find that references are written taking into consideration from wherever they have been sourced. Then, there are some unique things like, the planning commission. I use the word a planning commission, right? So you can see the 10th one. So here it is. This is scheme as per the plan जो है वो इंडिया में unique है. So I have explained because the global participants who will be using this case, they should know that what is a 5-year plan, 12 to 17 5-year plan. तो मैंने इसको explain किया कि the planning commission was set up by government of India और वो 5-year plan बनाता है. So every unique thing which you think that this will be unique in India has to be referred. और फिर जब आपका ये case accept हो जाता है, when this case is accepted, they also writes you that explain this meaning if it is unique to India. वो भी कुछ highlight करके आपको देते हैं, and then you keep on adding the references. But references in cases normally come as footnote on the same pages. This is for IV. When it comes to case publication journals, ACRJ or BIMTech journal or Asian Case Research Journal or Case Journal of Emerald, there you have to follow the reference policies of that journal. तो वो आखिरी में सारे references जैसे आप केस में लिखते हैं, वो उस तरह से आपको वहां पर लिखना होता है. So this is the difference basically when you publish in a case journal and when you publish in a case repository.
And sir, also the number of times you will be using the abbreviation. So you need to repetitively write that in the footnotes, or
No.
just once would do?
Just abbreviation will do. Okay. You need not to write. IBID will do every time.
So I can see here IBID is written at 9 and IBID is written at 11.
So you just keep on writing. Just you keep on writing IBID. That shows that you have used that source earlier.
Okay. What?
Clear. That's it. The source which you have written earlier, the same source you are using. So it will not be like IBID1 or IBID2 or IBID3, because I would have used 10 sources earlier. IBID means that this source was already quoted earlier. From that source only I am taking this information. Yeah. Any other doubts? Any other questions on case publishing avenues, where you can publish the case, how you can publish the case? No, Kalyani ji, you cannot use IBID if you are citing two different authors, they are repeating. You cannot use for that. IBID basically is used for website usage. So Kalyani, Professor Kalyani has not for authors. IBID is basically for website using, where you are quoting some website. Any other questions on case publishing? You can also register yourself at IIMA Case Center. That also is available free for all the educators. You must be seen here. So this is IIMA Case Center. But again, you can only, see these cases. You can only refer these cases. Unfortunately, as I said, IIMA also does not take into, so I'm registered faculty here. So here you can see, so, sorry. So you can see there are a lot of cases which are available on IIMA website, and they sell these cases. So basically you will be able to see, if you register yourself as an academician here, you will be able to download the cases and read the cases. So here you can see new arrival. So, that's personal, graphic case, that's personal, a teaching note. Water in the desert, Oil India CSR impact in Assam, Oil India CSR impact in Assam, and so on. And that you will get cases which are written in Indian domain. But for this is, you can see a lot of Dhruva advisors, a lot of cases here. You can see accounting, communication. This is coming subject wise. So you can just click on the subject of your choice and see that whether. So and most of these cases you will find are from secondary data. Airtel, pricing in an era, cannibalization and transition to data teaching note. So this is basically Airtel, pricing in era of cannibalization. So an excellent pricing and marketing case basically. Bharat Footwear discount teaching note. So limited coupon, discount coupons. So coupons वगैरह आते हैं उसी पर case लिखते हैं. They have written the cases. So there are thousands of avenues. So use of case, usage of case is an important element that you have to keep in mind. Yes, Professor Kalyani, you can use IBID if you are citing two. No, once you have written the website on any page of the case, then you can write IBID. But if you are citing two different websites, that you cannot write as IBID. IBID is used for website which has been cited earlier. Full website has been cited earlier. So second time, if you are using some information from second website, then that second website should come at any page. वो कोई भी पेज पर आए, इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Once the full website should come, and then right. So any questions on case publishing, or any question on the avenues of case publishing before I come to the case writing part? So what are the various things you should keep in mind while writing a case. So that will be the second part. The first part was publishing avenues, repositories, various international publications that you can do. That was the objective. So if you have any questions on this, you can ask me, and then I'll be moving on to the second part. Any questions, any doubts?
Participants, you have right to unmute yourself, so you can freely unmute yourself and ask the query.
Okay, let me move on to the second part.
Vinay sir?
Yeah.
We'll be having the second session at 2:30 post lunch.
Sorry, madam?
Sir, we'll be having the second session at 2:30 post lunch.
Oh, do I need to give a break here?
Yes, sir. We have planned a break from 1:30 to 2:30. That would be lunch break. And sir, if you allow us, then we can resume back again at 2:30.
So I'll start sharp at 2:30 then.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay.
Participants, feedback link is already there in the chat window, and we'll again start with Vinay sir at 2:30 p.m. sharp.